Sarah, how are you?
Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm doing as good as I could be.
Okay, I'm really sorry to hear that. What's going on?
Well, I'm afraid to tell you.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm not here to judge. I'm here to support you in every way you would like.
Um, well, it just sucks because, like, so you know how I said that, like, I was gonna try to ask Sage out and everything?
Mm-hmm.
So I did, and, she just said she wasn't ready for a relationship, and that's fine. But I don't know why I took it so hard, and I really thought it was just about me, and she just didn't want me and all that. So, um, I, a couple of days ago, was just getting really upset. I told Janet I'd be out for a bit. Um, and I found this other girl, and we hooked up, and I knew she had, what I needed, so I, that's why I went there.
That's a lot to take in for you.
Yeah, I relapsed, and I feel like shit about it because, like, I just, like, you know, Janet doesn't even know, and I feel like such a piece of shit for just doing that and coming back, and, you know, I, somebody made a comment on the track marks on my arm, said, you know, like, did you get blood work recently? And I had to lie and say yeah, because it just, yeah.
Yeah. It can, it does sound like a difficult time for you, and I'm sorry that she doesn't like you, and I'm sorry that you relapse. But that doesn't make you a bad person.
Well, I mean, I feel like, you know, I know that, like, I can mess up and everything, and I know logically, like, you know, it's not that Sage doesn't like me. She said that she did. She thought about it and stuff. She just said that she wasn't ready. She had some issues of her own, and I just couldn't help it because I just feel like, I don't know. I just got so much to work on with myself, and I just don't feel like, I feel like she actually just kind of like what I did. I even thought about her when I was doing it, and I was just like, you know, this is why she doesn't want me, and how could she want me for that, you know, reason.
It sounds like you kind of catastrophized what she said to you.
Yeah, and it's stupid because if anything, if she's been fine, I've been more avoidant, and I really hate it because I don't want to be like that with her.
I think this would be a really good time for us to relook at your goals and to remember how far you have come, and the improvements that you have made can't be taken away.
I mean, I'm out of the situation I was in, and I mean, it feels good, but I just, um, I, I haven't, I haven't, I have, before I came here, if we're gonna be so honest, I shot up a little. I was really, really scared, and I was really terrified to tell you, and I think I'm just really scared for myself. I don't like how when I become anxious, I just feel the need that I have to go do that still. I thought that was gone. Still, it's hard to deal with. So I'm a little out of it right now. I'm I'm trying, but it helps.
Yeah. It can be difficult to go back to those unhealthy supports. Um, I'm happy that you told me, and I'm not angry, I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed. It's healthy that you recognize, though, that you know what you did wasn't best for you. And Sarah, that is a great first step.
I just feel like I every time I take one step forward, I take like several steps backward, especially because of this. Because relapsing, it sucks so bad, and just like detoxing and everything. And I'm trying really hard. That girl is trying to stay into contact with me, and I've like kind of had a come to Jesus moment where I was like, I need to get away from that. So I'm trying to stay away from her, but um, I'm just scared after I like run out of my what I got because I stole it from her. I woke up and I stole it from her. I guess I thought in a way that it would mean that I wouldn't have to go back to her, but now that I think about it, it's like I'm scared I'm gonna go back because you know it numbs the pain.
When you think of the best version of yourself moving forward, would this person be in your life?
No, I mean it's just not how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Sage, and I just and Sage didn't even outright tell me no. She just and it shouldn't have messed with me so much because I don't think it's completely out of the question, but I don't know. I'm really messed up right now, just in with everything. I feel like I can't get my thoughts straight because of what happened. I don't want her in my life. The little one night stand I had because she's I can recognize she's fun, but she's not fun for what I want to be.
It does sound like you going through a lot. And right now it's okay to feel all of those emotions and to be upset at others, at yourself. It's all very normal, and I don't want you to feel so guilty.
It's just hard not to because I just went from such a just this really horrible situation to this, and I'm glad that I have it, but it's really hard to kick old habits and just the way that I feel like my brain's been wired since I grew up in the crappy household I grew up in, and I'm always on fight or flight, and I'm trying to find things. Like we did end up I told you I was thinking it with Janet and stuff to set up like a D&D thing. We did end up doing that. So that's something. And Sage still comes to those and stuff. And I really would like to tell Janet because I don't think she judged me for it, but I just feel like I've let her down. Like, she's like my mother, and I just
Yeah.
And that's another weird thing is the idea of somebody that cares about me feeling like it's almost like I want the disappointment because I never got that from my parents. It was just I was to be seen and not heard, and I don't want the disappointment, but the idea that could happen, it's almost, I don't know, it's weird. It's not like I want to go out and do that because like I want that from her or anything, but I don't know. Just everything's so fuzzy. I don't know if any of this makes sense.
No, it makes sense. It's okay. I like to take a step back and focus on one of the positives you have going on. Your D&D club.
Mm-hmm.
So Janet's there and Sage.
Yes.
And that seems really big because Sage still hanging around.
Yeah, she's very sweet. We actually got like most of my coworkers and stuff in it too. I mean, I think it's going pretty good. And then me and Janet, we bake stuff. And sometimes Sage still sleeps over and everything, and she's not awkward about anything. We lay in the same bed too, and it's not awkward, so that feels nice. That she doesn't think I'm being weird or anything. But yeah, so I just don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why that had to happen. I don't know why I had to do something so drastic over something so small.
Yeah, life can be very unfair to all of us. Do you think seeking help in AA would be beneficial?
I'm not an alcoholic.
Or in other types of treatment?
I mean, something like that. I talked to Janet, and I bring her up so much because Janet kind of went through the same thing. She was a smoker. I know that's a lot different, but getting off that, it's so hard. But hearing how like she wanted to do it because of for the sake of her kids and stuff, and she had kind of a rough childhood too. It just, you know, I can see kind of a future looking the way Janet does, and I want to be around. I find some joy in life now, so you know, yeah, I think something like that could be something. And I think you know, hopefully maybe Janet could come with me for the first time or so because I am a little nervous.
Yeah, it's totally normal to be nervous trying anything new, and going to a support group can be very beneficial. And I wonder if it'd be good to ask Janet herself what the experiences was like and know how it helped her be there for her kids and also how to be there for herself.
Yeah, we've done little. She's talked to me a little bit about it, but I kind of know how I am when people ask me about things other than here. I feel like this is. I set a boundary with myself where I don't really talk about my drug use because I didn't want to do it. It's not saying Janet wanted to smoke or anything either, but like I mean that I was forced on that, and so I don't really talk about it unless I'm with you because then you know I've kind of blocked out this time where like I'm gonna talk about this and I'm gonna go through this because it takes so much out of me. And so I think of Janet, she may not be like that. She seems really chill, but I just think, you know, it's hard to talk about that, and maybe it was really painful, and so I haven't gone into it in depth with her. But if she's okay with it, you know, I'm probably just overthinking it. She probably is okay with it, but you know, that's just how I see it because of how I talk about my issues with drugs. So, yeah.
It can be scary, and I understand that this sounds like a really emotionally draining time for you.
Yeah, it sucks, but I guess in the back of my head I know that I've been through a lot worse. Even if I wasn't fully there for it, I blocked out a lot of my childhood, I will say that. But the fact that I did, I've learned for looking stuff up is because I might possibly oh yeah, I forgot to say I'm seeing a psychiatrist now. And I talked to them and they said that it's likely that I have like CPSD, so it's complex post-traumatic stress disorder from childhood, and then the other crap I went through. So it's we're trying to. You don't really with the psychiatrist get to talk. I'm still waiting on a therapist. With a psychiatrist, they kind of don't really talk you through like, triggers, things like that. So I've had to learn that through like WebMD, which can be fun and not fun if you're like me and just. It's a lot, but it makes it. It's nice to know that there's ways to help, and I'm looking for ways to help.
Yeah. I'm happy that you're seeing a psychiatrist. That could be very beneficial.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know that I'm also here to help you learn how to cope and how to handle whatever might cross your path. Is there any you want to work on right now?
Well, I just wanna. I just think my thoughts and my thought patterns and how like neurotic I am. I just can't stand it. I'm like a live wire 24/7. And I know that it might never completely go away, but to like lessen it maybe. I really, for the sake of my own mental health, and I think those around me, and to not be destructive and impulsive and do stupid things, just finding better ways of coping, and like maybe just sitting back and actually thinking before I just go and do, and just I guess build on my self-confidence, because the reason I went out and did what I did was because I was like, oh, it's gotta be this. Even though when I look at it, there's really no evidence to show it was that at all.
I think those are very powerful things that we can work on to help make you feel better. Do you have any techniques right now that you know do or don't work?
Writing in a journal doesn't really work for me because I feel like my mind's going 20 miles an hour constantly, or maybe like 90 miles an hour, so I just can't. It just doesn't. I do like to sometimes write little stories and stuff, and kind of like place those characters in my situation, but not give them such a hard time. Like to have them, I do like going on walks. Me and Sage go on walks. She knows about that too. Like we'll go on walks together. We'll go to the park. She likes nature and stuff too. We'll go on hikes. Obviously D&D. That's fun. Nice baths. And then I try to do the breathing thing. Usually I have to have somebody with me for that sometimes. Like if I'm having a panic attack, Janet says it's okay if I wake her up. Because I have to. I think I'm dying, and she sits there and we breathe. She literally might have to throw me in a shower, and I told her she can. I was like, go ahead, turn that cold shower on and just throw me in there, cause it's just, I'll thank you for it. And so things like that, it helps. But I've noticed that I get so stressed out that I hurt physically, and I hate it because it sounds like I'm lying, but I'm like, my back hurts, something like that, and I guess it's because of how stressed out I've been getting, which is a crazy thing to think about. So the thought that like my entire body is just like so constantly like, like just the thought of like maybe I wanna get into meditation, but I feel like it's real hard for me because I'm like bored by it. But the fact that I feel when somebody tells me to unclench my jaw and stuff, I'm like, oh, I have been clenching it. Oh, I have, like my shoulders have been high. Things have been tense. So, yeah.
So you want to work on what it sounds like is regulating your nervous system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a crazy thing to think that I could do now. Especially with all the crap I've done, but guess it's a nice thing to think about.
Mm-hmm. I am happy to give you access to resources on online sites on how to meditate, on pamphlets and books, on local studios in the area that offer yoga and meditation.
Yeah.
We don't have to if you don't want to, but I myself am very big on meditation and would be happy to meditate with you.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that maybe I could do. And not that I need Janet as a crutch for everything, but maybe she'd like to do it too. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's getting older, but she loves to keep her body going. So even if I have to do a little bit with her, I just feel like I always need her around to kind of help me like take accountability for myself.
A support person.
Yes. Yes.
A support person's great.
Yes.
You know, with the meditation, it doesn't have to be this big 20-minute event. It can
Yeah.
be 5 minutes, and even when you're at work or if you're doing your D&D game, step away for 5 minutes, even if it's just you go into the bathroom and you just sit there in the stall and just relax, realize what's tense and just breathe and say, okay, I notice my shoulders are clenched and my jaw, and just breathe and ground yourself. Remind yourself it's all gonna be okay in the end. And
Yeah, I think another thing that kind of helps me, I like not white noise but green noise, I guess. I like listening to rain. Um, I recently saved up enough money to get a good pair of headphones and just listening to music or just laying down and listening to I know you're not supposed to go to sleep on your phone, but sue me, I think that's the worst thing that I can be addicted to. I mean the least worst thing. I think there's worse in my life, but so I'll go to sleep and I will have that on, so maybe unconsciously I kind of already am meditating.
That's good.
So, and then I like to sing in the shower. I feel very at peace when I'm in the shower, which is very basic, but hey.
Small things are sometimes the most powerful that work for us.
Yeah, so
with your pair of headphones, have you tried guided meditations online?
No, I listen to podcasts when I clean.
That's good too.
That's and then they calm me down, so in a way.
Yeah. It sounds like you've got a good amount of self-regulating techniques already. Do you think the next step moving forward would be to incorporate those more when you're out and about with people?
Yeah, I feel like on my work breaks sometimes I get a little antsy and I'm like, what do I do and stuff, and I sometimes I need to be more forgiving to myself and you know, maybe ask other people, do you notice how tense I am? Does this, cause I've been told, the people will be like, hey, you're doing a little more than you should be right now, you know, I'll take it from here. And I just have this thing though where I'm like, if I'm not productive, I beat myself up over it, but I'm really trying to fix that. Yeah, so, and then just when I'm not at work and when Janet's not home every now and then, sometimes I might have a bad thought. I'm like, I gotta not rely on her all the time. I can text her, but I don't need to, you know. And I try not to. She gave me her number and everything, and we talk, but I try not to unload all my stuff onto her, cause I personally don't feel comfortable with doing that to her. So yeah, that's a lot, but
okay for things to be a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be, especially with me. I am a lot. I just, um, thank God I don't have any other siblings, because they'd have to deal with this crap too. um, uh, my mom did try to reach out to me more recently though, and that was really weird. She actually saw me when I was working, and she tried to come into the back. I didn't really take too kindly to that. She waited and she gave me her number and was like, we need to talk and da 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 da, and you know, why haven't I heard from you in so long or whatever, and I just pretty much ignored her. And I told my coworkers, I'm like, I'm just really uncomfortable with her, and please don't make me go out there and surf her ever again, because it's just, she's not with my dad apparently anymore, but it's like the fact that she like realized that only after I was gone. I just, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad you set that boundary for yourself.
Yeah, it was really hard, but I had my coworkers with me, and they kind of know. So it just for my own sake, I just really, it was a lot. That's another reason that I've been being stupid, and because it's just that coming back into my life, it shook me up pretty bad. I didn't think it would. I thought that I was over all that, but just seeing her face and her act like really nothing happened. And it's basically like, yeah, you know, you're still my daughter, and yeah, we broke up, whatever. I had some issues, but hey, I'm getting better. Which, like, she was drinking, so like, I don't think so. I try to get like, I try, and maybe one day, I can see myself being on speaking terms, but I don't think that I could ever consider her a motherly figure again.
Yeah.
And especially because I know what that actually feels like now.
I remember in one of our previous sessions I mentioned Janet getting a bonus daughter.
Yes.
And it sounds like more now you are her daughter.
Yeah, she when her kids come around and stuff, she kind of, they call me like sister and stuff, and it's nice.
Yeah.
I don't always feel like I'm deserving of it, but then I just see that, and I told Janet that day and everything, and you know, she pretty much just told me like I'm her daughter, even if like she legally can't adopt me anymore because I'm emancipated. But like, you know, that's, I'm pretty much. It's weird calling her mom, but I do find myself slipping up and doing it more, and I think she's okay with it. She smiles a little bit every time.
That's
I
good.
think I caught her one time crying over it, which you know, I kind of like gave her shit for, but it's okay. We do that where it's just it's just so yeah. So yeah, that's not, I guess since I know what that's like, that was a crazy experience to have, just to see that lady again, and for her to just be like, yeah, I just, you know, I've heard a lot of people, and I know that I can, I mean, I've heard a lot of people in the process of like when I was back with that guy, and even obviously now, like, not telling people that I'm doing stupid stuff, and even, I guess I can realize in a way that I hurt that girl by taking her drugs and just going there and getting it done and then not being there in the morning. So, but I can realize that, you know, those are crappy things, and I just don't think my mother has the capacity for that. It freaks me out that, like, where did I learn that from? Because it wasn't from them.
Yeah. It's really good that you have Janet and that you have her as a motherly figure.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I don't know what I would do without her. She's also starting to date. But I have to make sure, I have to vet all the boys, these men. I told her, she's got a cool taste in dudes. And it's fun going through it with her. She doesn't bring anybody over. She always feels like that's kind of crappy to do.
Mhm.
But I told her, like, you know, when you have my blessing, he can come to the D&D game, and that's how we like vet him, and we'll really see like how, you know. So there's that. There's that too. And I'm happy for her with that. It's weird to be happy for that because I'm not saying I'm gonna get a fatherly figure in my life, but just the idea that, you know, she didn't want to for the longest time. Her husband had passed away, and and it took her a bit. But I think she told me that, like, one night she was like, you know, you really make me feel like I can, you know, maybe get back into this again. And but I think she told me that I was like a bit of a support for her too, and that was really weird to hear because I don't know how I'm supportive, but I'll take it.
How? Why do you think you're not supportive of others?
Cause like I'm such a damn mess. I mean, I'm just learning how to become a functioning human being, and the idea that like I'm there for somebody. I mean, I got people that like me and stuff, but just to be told that like, hey, you know, you really helped me through a lot. That's just not ever anything I ever thought I'd hear in my life. Just from when I was little, it was always just you're not really good for anything. And then when I was growing up a little bit more, it's like all you were good for was sex and like getting drugged up and stuff. And I go and I have to have somebody just tell me that. It was it was nice, and I guess in some ways I can realize that like I think I do a good job at listening. I'm definitely not a therapist. Maybe I could be one day. I don't know. I have thought of maybe if I'm ever more comfortable with it, telling more people my story, possibly. See, I like to write. Maybe I could write some kind of nonfiction story. I mean, fiction story. I don't think I'm ready for nonfiction. And I'm being serious about that too, because I think I like writing. I know that doesn't make a lot of money, but hey, Sage is also a good artist. Maybe we could make it into a graphic novel.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
You don't seem like somebody who's a burden to others.
Well, thanks, but it's easier, but not easier to like. I don't know. I'm 50-50. It's really hard to like not get that, you know, those thought patterns out of your head, and I guess that's my big thing, is just trying to get those thought patterns out of my head. And I just guess I have to take the little nuggets of wisdom that you give me and that everybody else gets me, and just kind of sit there and I don't know, just sometimes I think that's one thing that I do is like if somebody says something nice about me, I've been like writing it down in like my notes app or something. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, somebody said that they liked my hair at work until today. And it's just little things like that. Sometimes when I'm really sad, they don't always get me, but they give me just like the teeniest little dose of serotonin. It's nice. I got a couple really nice ones in there that like Janet told me or something. Or like sometimes I ask Janet if we can record our conversations, and I do. I'm like, can you say that again for me? Because it was just really nice. I need that again. Or screenshots of text she sent me and stuff. And then yeah, and then just like the pictures of our little D&D nights and things like that. Just little nice little reminders like that. Just because I know right now it's just really the small things getting me through everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like these small things between seeing the people you have and the people that want you there and your self-care is really what's helping you get through everything that's going on for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I still it's just still really hard to I think when I get home, I'd like to tell Janet about what had happened and everything, and I think if she can help me like flush that crap down the toilet, I can't do it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
But if she did, I think it'd help. Cause I don't want to see it. I just,
Mm-hmm.
it's still really bothering me that I touched it. I just feel so. That's just the thing that keeps me feeling the way, like that. It makes me feel icky. Like you feel good when you do it, but you just now that I have people, I just feel so icky. What, even if I don't tell somebody, like I feel like I'm lying to people. Even though like I've been told by most of these people like you don't owe me any this or that, but it's like and saying that lying about the track mark thing, I feel bad for even doing that, which it's like it's hard. I shouldn't have to, and I'm really trying, but yeah, I don't know. I just I'm working on it. I am just upset that I did get that did happen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay to be upset, and it's important to remember all of the positive baby steps you've taken. Some of which weren't even baby steps, some were strides.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been wanting to do so much because I've missed out on so much, and um you I just yeah, but I'm also trying to like limit like I mean it's like nothing, it's not like I'm gonna go skydiving or anything, but like I I, I just sometimes I feel like not too many hobbies at once because I don't know. Janet's like you're literally you're doing fine. You're doing like so much. Like you're good at writing. You do that. You're a good D&D player. You're I want to learn an instrument now, but I don't know if I can. Just something to do with my hands maybe. Janet can sing a little. So maybe we can start a band. Um, Sage can draw, and so I'd like her to teach me how to draw. So little things like that. So I guess I can realize that there's just like little things that I'm good at, and I am trying to get better at. And I think you've helped a lot with that. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think the only thing that kind of sometimes even keeps me like from fully going crazy is seeing like my little progress reports. Just being like, oh, that did happen. So yeah. Uh, there's Janet and there's Sage, but then there's also you. So that's thank you for that. That's helped a lot.
I'm happy to help.
Yes.
And on my side, it's very nice to hear that I am helping you and that you do feel better.
Yes. Because I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh God, I'm giving a lot to the social worker today. I'm just really throwing it all at her, and and I'm like, do you have anything that you do that like calms you down?
It's the meditation.
Meditation?
Yeah, like I said, that's what works for me.
And you seem chill, so maybe I really need to. God, I need to get a bike. See, the idea of getting on a bike and just like listening to well, maybe that's traffic hazard possibly, but I don't know. Or horseback riding. See what I mean by I need to do 70 things at once? That's why, but it's better than doing this. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm.
Yeah. It sounds like you have a bunch of little goals that you want to work on and things you want to keep improving upon.
Yeah.
So, we only have 5 minutes left with our session today.
God, it's gone by so fast.
It has. For our next session, do you want to keep talking about these goals in the progress you've made with them?
I think I wanna get more into like maybe, like you said, the support group thing, maybe see how that goes. I think I'd eventually, not that I don't like you or anything, but like to like lessen, have to lessen the frequency of the visits and stuff. I really want to get a therapist. It might take a bit. I'm glad I got a psychiatrist. And that's another thing, is the idea of taking meds while being somebody that used to be, that scary. I think that might be something that we could talk about. Cause, you help ease a lot of that anxiety and stuff. So, just like, I feel like I'm never gonna run out of little things, but I've maybe graduated past the point of, being like, oh, what do I do? I'm just such a wreck, and I can realize now, and like, even though it's very hard some days, I can realize now that I have some worth, and that I got people around me, and that I've got some goals. But I think it's just like thinking about like how I can just like sustain them, I guess, and just like kind of deal with all the little peaks and valleys that come along. I think that if you could be there for me for that, would be the best for me.
I am more than happy to be there for you in those moments.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean that, I may like, talk a lot about my other. It's just weird to tell like your social. I don't know. I've been thinking of writing you like a thank you letter and stuff, and it's kind of doesn't matter now because I just told you about that. But I was like, would that be inappropriate? But it's just something I do. I write Janet little thank you letters. I write like Christmas is coming and stuff, and maybe I could write a little poem or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just and Sage could like draw a Christmas tree.
That would be okay with me.
Okay.
It's in the professional realm, so.
Okay, yeah, I'm not drawing any freaky stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I might put a swear word in accidentally, but I try not to.
It's okay.
And if you see any here, we have Janet's got a new cat, so
When it comes to the top 3 things you want to work on for next week, or mini goals, or even one, do you think you have any?
I guess just like really try to actually be able to kind of sit myself down and just be like, hey, if it's a misstep, it's a misstep, I know the whole addiction thing, like the recovery is not linear and all that, and just sitting there and just like, I think something I might need to work on is putting things in front of me. So like, maybe getting a dry erase board and writing down, hey, you did this today. That's great. Just little tiny things. Just some way to get my brain to realize, hey, you're not a piece of garbage. Which I don't think I am, but the brain's got a little funny way of doing that.
I think that is a very good goal to remind yourself that you are worth more than you think, and that these small positive baby steps really can make a difference.
Yeah, because I mean, I've gotten to where I am, so I feel like I should, these baby steps, it's silly because they feel like they're so much bigger even though I've done so much, but like, yeah, I think just slowing down and realizing, hey, you've done like actually a lot, so you can chill out a little and just like quite literally take a deep breath and do the meditation tapes the social worker said to do. So yeah, that could be another thing, being calm enough to sit down and do some like listen to a meditation tape or maybe a self-help podcast. I like podcasts or something like that. Been thinking of it, sometimes they seem a little cheesy. If you got any recommendations, and that's within professional limits, I would be more than happy to get some recs.
For next week, I can definitely, actually, probably by tonight, I can send you some good podcasts.
Yeah, I'll be in the tub. Or just, I love doing laundry too. That's another thing.
Can't relate to that one.
Oh, get into it. Just sit there and listen to just some nice dance. I don't, not to therapist you. Yeah, I'm trying to get Janet to listen to, but she likes true crime. And sometimes I can do true crime, and sometimes I'm just like, my life's unrated. So but maybe one night we'll swap, and I'll listen to the true crime, and she'll listen to the.
So, I think, even though you do have a lot going on emotionally, I don't know, like you said, you're emotionally drained, you were doing very well, and you recovered well from all of it. And you are doing well, looking forward to the positives in your life and the person you want to be. And so I will get you those podcasts and a meditation guide.
Yeah.
And if you even want a good link to a cheap whiteboard for your positive affirmations, I can also get you one of those.
I think that's what I'm most excited about, a whiteboard, which is crazy, but hey. Yeah, that would all be really nice, and I appreciate the help, even though I know that you're paid to do that.
Well, I look forward to seeing you next week, and just wherever you land with your little goals.
Yeah. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, of course.